With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Having a life scholarship and being able to afford to go to college made me feel inspired to go.
When I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief.
I knew that I wanted to have an impact. Having a life scholarship through the SC Education Lottery was huge. It gave me the opportunity to make that impact right here at home.
The South Carolina Education Lottery. A better you, a better us, a better South Carolina. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going deep on something that is just blowing up everywhere. You know, it's ChatGPT.
Oh, yeah, ChatGPT.
This AI chatbot that is just like, I mean, it feels like it's everywhere. Everyone's talking about it. And, we want to cut through some of that hype and give you the essential need-to-know info.
Yeah.
We've got a really in-depth review of it, and that's going to help us give like a balanced perspective and, cover both sides.
Definitely.
So just real quick, to set the stage, ChatGPT, it's created by OpenAI, and it is making waves. What is it? Why is it making waves? I mean, why are people so excited about it?
Well, it's interesting because it's really pushing, I think, the boundaries of how we think about communicating with machines. Being able to ask a computer a question and get a response.
Right, yeah.
That sounds natural, almost human-like. That's what it is. It's this powerful language model trained on a huge, massive amount of data to be able to do all sorts of different things.
So I think one of the things that is really fascinating about ChatGPT is how versatile it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like, a superhero with all these different superpowers.
Right.
And it can do, like, we hear about it doing so many different things. It can create content, like from articles to code. It can be used in customer service. It's being used in education, research. People are using it to help them get over creative blocks. What are some of the most impressive things that you've seen or heard about it doing?
I think one of the most impressive areas that it really shines is in research. I mean, think about how much information is out there. And researchers now are actually using ChatGPT to sift through all of that information. There was a recent study where they were using it to analyze complex scientific papers, the kind that are full of jargon and really hard to understand. And ChatGPT was able to summarize the key findings in a really clear and concise way, and even go so far as to be able to identify potential areas for future research. And this saved these researchers countless hours of work and ultimately helped speed up the pace of scientific discovery.
Wow, that's wild. So it's not just writing, like poems and scripts. It's actually contributing to, like, real, tangible scientific progress.
Absolutely. And that's just one example. I mean, it can write different kinds of creative text formats like poems, codes, scripts, musical pieces, email, letters, etc. Translate languages, answer your questions in an informative way, even if they are open-ended, challenging, or strange. It can also generate different creative text formats like poems, codes, scripts, musical pieces, email, letters, etc. It really is incredibly versatile.
It really is fascinating. And I think the thing that is always so mind-blowing to me about it is the fact that it can, like, hold a conversation.
Yeah.
It feels like you're talking to a person.
Yeah.
It's not just giving you back data. It's able to understand the context of what you're asking and even have follow-up responses that make sense.
That's right. And it can even be a little funny. I mean, it has, like, a little bit of a sense of humor, which is interesting.
Yeah, no kidding. And the other thing, like, this blows me away, too, is that it's constantly learning.
Right.
Like, it's not just a static thing. OpenAI, they keep refining the model. They're adding new data. They're improving the algorithms. I mean, it's a constantly evolving system, which is just, it's hard to wrap your head around.
It is. I mean, it's a lot like how, the human brain, the more information we're exposed to, the more we learn, and it can adjust and refine its responses over time.
Yeah, that's wild. But, obviously, no technology is perfect.
Right.
So I think it's important to talk about some of the limitations.
Definitely. I mean, it's important to approach any new technology with a a healthy dose of critical thinking. And ChatGPT, it's a tool, and like any tool, it has limitations. So I think one of the main ones to keep in mind is that it operates within the confines of its training data.
Okay.
So it doesn't have access to real-time information or the ability to really learn from personal experiences like we do as humans.
So it's like having a super brilliant but like slightly out of touch friend.
Right, exactly.
They might have a vast knowledge of history and literature, but if you ask them like who won last night's game, they're going to have no clue.
Exactly. And also another important limitation to keep in mind is that, it's a reflection of the data it was trained on.
Sure.
So while OpenAI has taken steps to try to mitigate biases, it's an ongoing challenge in the world of AI.
Yeah, it's definitely something to keep in mind. So we need to approach it with a critical eye.
Absolutely.
And be mindful of those limitations.
But even with that being said, even with those limitations, the potential impact that it can have on the world, I think, is undeniable.
So let's talk about the big picture. What could this technology mean for us in the future? How could it change our lives, our work, our world?
I mean, you can imagine a world where this kind of technology is helping us automate those mundane, repetitive tasks, freeing up our time for more creative endeavors.
Yeah.
It could completely revolutionize education, giving students personalized learning experiences. Businesses could leverage the power of this technology to streamline their operations, enhance customer service, and even help with marketing and things like research and development. I mean, the possibilities really are pretty vast.
It's like a glimpse into, a science fiction novel, but it's happening right now.
Yep.
It's wild.
It really is. I mean, it's a really exciting time for this kind of technology.
It is. And it's important to remember, with any powerful technology, we have responsibility, right?
You do.
To use it thoughtfully, not just for what it can do, but for the good that it can do. So to wrap things up for our listeners today, ChatGPT, it's an incredibly powerful, versatile tool. I mean, it has the potential to really transform many different aspects of our lives.
It does.
But like with any technology, we got to keep in mind those limitations and approach it with both enthusiasm, but also that critical mindset.
Absolutely. I mean, don't be afraid to experiment with it, explore its capabilities, but always, always keep in mind that you have to verify information and use it responsibly.
So here's a final thought I'll leave you with. If ChatGPT can do all of this now, what will it be capable of in 5, 10, or even 20 years? And what role will each of us play in shaping its development and impact on the world? Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.
See ya.
Today is your lucky day. Today is the day that our $3 website works for you, paying you directly to your PayPal daily. Imagine $3 ongoing continuous payments to your PayPal account. Imagine falling asleep and waking up to $300 in your PayPal account. How would this make you feel? How could this help you? What bills could you pay? What kind of fun could you have? What does that retirement look like now? All for a one-time payment of $3. This website is DFY done for you, fully built and completely hosted, and never stops collecting payments for you. You have spent $3 on coffee on a regular, but that coffee won't help you create multiple streams of income. Click the link below.
Having a life scholarship and being able to afford to go to college made me feel inspired to go.
When I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief.
I knew that I wanted to have an impact. Having a life scholarship through the SC Education Lottery was huge. It gave me the opportunity to make that impact right here at home.
The South Carolina Education Lottery. A better you, a better us, a better South Carolina. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.